This is the Louie T Network. The journey is long, and nobody said it was going to be easy. But all we've got is us.
You have any quarterback news for us?
All that believe.
Yes, we do have news. We have announced that Kirk Cousins will be the starter for 2015 moving forward. And I think all three quarterbacks should be commended for their efforts, their willingness to get better. But when it's all said and done, after all the film that we've gone through, all the off-season activity, all the training camp footage, we feel like at this time, Kirk Cousins gives us the best chance to win, and that's where we're going.
When you say for 2015, does that mean barring
It's Kirk's team.
You move on to potential health after the bye. I think this is huge because we were the walking wounded right prior to the bye. I mean, literally, Trent Williams and Jordan Reed just came back. So them being a week healthier after the bye means everything to this football team. You're going to get Deshaun Jackson back, I think, after the bye week. Chris Cully looks like he's going to be back. I'm not sure about him, though. I'm still hearing mixed reports about him. Because really, the fact of the matter is, it sounds like no one actually knows what the hell is really wrong with this guy. And that's scary. But he may be back, he may not be back. Corey Lichtensteiger, he may be back, may not be back. But really, Josh Reeves, I think, has done a solid job. And I actually want to see more of him at center. So I'm not rushing Corey Lichtensteiger back, but if he comes back, fine. I'm willing to throw him back in the fray and see what we can do. D'Angelo Hall, I think he will be back after the bye. That is huge because now we're dealing with vitamin B, Bashaud Breeland, and his injury to his hamstring. Who knows when he'll be back? We saw how long it took Deshaun Jackson to get back now. Everyone's different. Everyone heals at a different rate, so you can't extrapolate what happened with Deshaun Jackson over to Bashaud Breeland. But we're talking about a hamstring injury at a position where you need your hamstring. A lot of starting, a lot of stopping. And so I don't expect to see Bashaud Breeland for a while after the bye. So a guy like D'Angelo Hall, a guy like Culliver, huge and instrumental to our success defensively moving forward if those guys can come back healthy. Ryan Kerrigan, we all know about the broken hand. He's had surgery. Now the question is, can he put a wrap on it? Can he tolerate the pain? And can he come out and play? We'll see. Hasn't really been that effective when he has been on the field. So I don't know if breaking his hand and putting a club on is going to make him any more effective. But he's better than the alternative of putting some of these other guys out on the field. I'll take a 75% Ryan Kerrigan over 100% Trent Murphy any day of the week. Keenan Robinson, forget about the whole Twitter rant and him chastising the fans. He's still a family member. He's still a part of this team, even though that was a no-no. You can't do that. He's dealing with an oblique injury or even I think he's got a heel injury or something like that. Either way, he's going to have time to heal all of that stuff up. He doesn't look right. He needs to get healthy because I need the Keenan Robinson that we saw early in the season flying sideline to sideline. Not the guy that's getting blocked, that's not able to. He's seeing plays and he knows what's going on, but he can't get there because his heel isn't allowing him to go make plays. I need that guy back. I need the guy that was running sideline to sideline like a bat out of hell, like a guy with his hair on fire the early portion of the season. I need that guy back. Hopefully he's able to come back after the bye week. Chris Thompson fell on his back in the Jets game, wasn't able to play, had swelling in his back. Swelling has subsided. He'll be fine. I can assure you he will be back after the bye. He's been a huge part of our offense catching the football and even running it at times out of the backfield. Looking forward to having him back on the football team. And Bashaud Breeland, like I just said, who knows when he'll be back, but at the end of the day, his contribution to this team has been felt already. If he doesn't play another snap this season, we know what we've got in Bashaud Breeland. And the fact that he was able to hold it down with Will Blackman on the other side just tells you all you need to know about this kid and the dog and the fight that he had. He'll be back at some point this season. I just don't expect him to be ready to rock and roll after this bye week. That is all. It'll be a while. I think it wouldn't surprise me if we don't see him until the Carolina game in week 11 or the Giants game in week 12. Hamstrings are tricky. He's going to need time. And I don't think after the bye is going to be nearly enough time for him to get back. But I will say this. If Trent Williams, Jordan Reed, Deshaun Jackson, Corey Lichtensteiger, and Chris Thompson are all back on the offensive side of football, look out. This offense can do some big things in the second half of the season. Now, again, how long are we going to have Jay Reed for? I can't say. How long is Deshaun Jackson and that hamstring going to be healthy? I can't say. I don't know the answers to that. All I know is when they're there and they're available, this team is going to be dangerous on the offensive side of the football. So let's touch on the Redskins Defensive Ineptitude here on the Midseason Evaluation. The Redskins' defensive ineptitude has been really surprising for me, especially in the run stopping department, because going into the season, there were two things that, as a Redskins fan, I was looking forward to hanging my hat on. A, you weren't going to be able to run football runs. You just weren't. And I felt confident in saying that. I said a healthy Jason Hatcher, big Swaggy on one side. Hell, we went out and got Stephen Paya and Ricky John Francois. And then also, you got Big Pop Roast in the middle, clogging things up. So I'm like, there's no running going on. You may be able to throw on us. We still lack the team speed necessary to run laterally and stop teams, but running up the middle, running the football consistently for 60 minutes, not happening on this defense. So I felt good about that. I thought we were going to be able to run the football. Those are the two things I thought we were going to be able to do. Stop the run and be able to run the football on a consistent basis this season. And since week 3, neither one has come to fruition. So pretty disappointing on the defensive side of football to not be able to stop the run. That's gut-wrenching. I remember one year the Cowboys finished out a game with Marion Barber running the football mercilessly against us. Literally for the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game, he pounded the rock, and all we could do was sit there helplessly getting the ball pounded down our throats. It's the worst feeling you could have. And even though points come through the passing game, I'd much rather have you sling the field like teams did on us last year, throw the football all over the field, than run it down our throats. It's just a demoralizing feeling to watch a team run the football and you can't do anything about it. And so the run defense, though, I'm here to tell you, it's a tweak here and a tweak there. And I think those two things can get fixed. The run game isn't that far off either. And I think the run stopping defense isn't that far off either. And it's just guys doing their job, filling their gaps, making plays, avoiding blockers, getting to the football. We need to go back to what we were doing earlier in the season, and that's game tackling. Guys rallying to the football. We're not doing that anymore. If one guy misses a tackle, the play goes out the back door for 47. If one guy takes a poor angle, the play goes out the back door for 37 yards. We need to be running to the football as a unit. We're not good enough to have guys make individual plays by themselves. We don't have enough individual playmakers on that side of the football for that to happen. We need guys to rally to the football. Early in the season, we were like a pack of crazed dogs. We were getting to the football, there'd be 3, 4, 5 hats at a time, rallying to the football. If one guy missed a tackle, another guy was there to clean him up, and another guy would come to finish it off. And it was beautiful. And it seems like since about week 3, that stopped. I think the Giants game was the last game I saw guys rallying to the football, and it was 4 or 5 hats, burgundy ones, around the football, trying to get ball carriers on the ground. Since then, I think we've really struggled to rally to the football. And so when one guy's out of his gap and doesn't maintain gap integrity, Doug Martin goes out to the backside. We saw Trent Robinson. He actually blitzed to the perfect gap on the cutback, and he was in position to make the play, and he let Doug Martin run right by him. Boom. Out the back door. Nobody else rallying to the football. So Trent Robinson misses. Next thing you know, that play goes for like 47 yards. Almost wins the game for the Buccaneers. Had Rashad Breeland, vitamin B, not chased him down at the 5-yard line. So it tells you all you need to know. And the reason why I know this defense, run-wise, isn't broken and can be salvaged is because you look at our short yardage run defense. Look at it. 3rd and 1, we've been outstanding. 4th and 1, we've been even better. Look at the goal line stop first. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers to give us a chance to salvage that ball game and give us an opportunity to win with a late touchdown. We stopped them on 1st down, we stopped them on 2nd down, we stopped them on 3rd down. We can play run defense. That's not the issue. The issue is everyone being on the same page, because football is the ultimate team sport. Every guy has to be in unison. Everyone has to do their job. No hero ball. Everyone do what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it. And we'll have better results. And guys need to flock to the football. We're not doing that. I think the run defense will be fixed over time. I think the linebacker play right now has been a very big disappointment for us. Perry Riley Jr. continues to struggle. Keenan Robinson is not healthy. Ryan Kerrigan has been okay, but he hasn't been great. And Trent Murphy has been a disaster for the most part of the season. And then the young fella, when he's in, I want to see more. Whether he makes mistakes or not, I just want to see more Preston Smith. And last game, he got his most snaps just because of the injury to Ryan Kerrigan. He had to play out of necessity. I just want to see him more because he's only going to learn by making mistakes and being in the game and getting that experience. You can't get that on the sidelines. Hey, you can take all the mental reps you want. But actually being out there and being in the fire, there's no way to account for that. You have to be able to actually get that experience and get your feet wet by playing. So I want to see him out there more, but our linebacking play has been very subpar, and that's part of the reason why we've been giving it up on the ground. D-line isn't making plays, but neither are these linebackers. And so our front seven, which looked damn good early in the season, has been a disappointment after the Giants game. So they need to get back to rally into the football. To me, that's the biggest thing is we're not good enough with individual playmakers. We got one playmaker on the defensive line and Chris Baker, Swaggy, big Swaggy. We got two playmakers at the linebacker position, but neither one of them are making any plays in Keenan Robinson and Ryan Kerrigan. So we're hurting right now in that front seven. Guys need to step up. We'll see what happens in the second portion of this season. We're not getting pressure. That's always been a problem in Washington. Kerrigan was our only source of pressure. Now he's not getting pressure. And so now you're asking guys to win up front. And it was good early in the season when the front three, front four were getting pressure. That's not happening anymore. So look, it is what it is. We're going to have to scheme up pressure in order to do that. But when you got Will Blackman at cornerback and you got an ex-receiver turned cornerback in Quentin Dunbar, and you got a rookie safety posing as a nickel back in Kaishan Jarrett, you can't blitz. You can't leave those guys on one-on-one islands and expect them not to get beat. So you can't even blitz. And I know a lot of people are coming down pretty hard on Joe Barry, our defensive coordinator, but he's got to keep it pretty much vanilla and close to the vest because he didn't have any corners that can hold up on the backside. So, and now with vitamin B going down, it's just going to restrict him even more because if you blitz, okay, fine. Sell out, blitz, do it. Go ahead. Send 6 guys after the quarterback. Now you got one-on-one with a single high safety across the board. What you think is going to happen? Somebody's going to get beat out of Kaishan Jarrett, Quentin Dunbar, Will Blackman. Somebody's getting beat. I can assure you. And guess what? If Trenton Robinson is your single high safety, what the hell do you think he's going to do? Seriously, what are we talking about here? So, even if that's Deshaun Golson, even one of those guys are wowing you with athleticism, you can't do it. You can't blitz 6 guys. Hell, you don't even feel comfortable blitzing 5 guys. Generally, we got to go with a 4-man pressure and hope someone wins one-on-one, and we haven't had that. And I don't see that changing. The only thing that can help us in the back half of the defense is Cully staying healthy, D. Hall coming back healthy, and of course vitamin B coming back healthy. Getting a full complement of corners will allow us to do some things, and with Kaishan Jarrett having a little bit more confidence, having played so much in this early young season, that will help him moving forward, and maybe he can actually get some snaps at safety because we need help at that position more than cornerback right now. Speaking of safety, let's talk about that position. It's been a source of disappointment for Redskins fans for years, and I thought this year we had a chance to start moving in the right direction. I was high on Duke Iheanacho. I talked about him all preseason long. I wrote articles about him. I felt really good about Duke Iheanacho when he gets hurt in the first game of the season. I don't think you guys realize how big of an injury that has been because he's a hell of a run defender. Like, he was in the box smashing guys, taking on blockers. He was a big difference maker in the run game. He would have been. Our run defense would not, I could go on the record right now and tell you our run defense would not be as bad if Duke Iheanacho was in the lineup still. I can guarantee you that right now. But not here to cry with spilled milk. What's done is done. He's on IR. He's not coming back. Trent Robinson is, bless his heart, man. I love Trent Robinson. He's not one of those guys like Ryan Grant. I was like, I want Ryan Grant off my team, okay? When he was struggling, I was like, he's old. I don't even want him on the team anymore. I like Ryan Grant. I think he's a great guy, great ambassador for the game. Very good veteran presence in the locker room. I don't want him on my team. He's a liability, okay? Same thing about OJ Atagwe when we brought him. I don't want him on my team anymore. He stinks. Get him out of here. Same thing with Badu Williams. I don't want him on my team anymore. He's a liability. Get him out of here. Trent Robinson is a good core Redskin. He's a standout on special teams. He's a good character guy. He wants to win. I love Trent Robinson, but he's not a starting safety. Simple as that. He cannot get it done at the safety position as a starter on a down-in, snap-out basis. You can't count on that guy. And so because of that, we're going to have issues at safety for the rest of the season. There is a gaping hole in our defense at the safety position, and Trent Robinson cannot fill it. So that's an issue. Those are our defensive liabilities right now, and our defensive ineptitude. I think it can come around, it can change. We can be better on the defensive side of football, but it all starts with health. If you're not healthy, you can forget about this team being able to compete on a consistent basis against the upper echelon teams. And we're going to play some good ball clubs in the second half of the season that can score points. Saints, Panthers can score, and they play some good defense. Patriots can score. We're going to play against some teams. Dallas, when they've got their full complement of guys, we got them twice. Eagles can rev it up with the best of them. We're going to play some good offenses. If we can't be better defensively, it's going to be a long second half for our beloved Washington Redskins. I am a Redskins fan, etched in burgundy and gold. My Redskins spirit will never die. My Redskins spirit will never fold until we meet again. Hey, to our beloved Redskins. Come back and join me. I got a bowl and gold coming for you next week.
There's plenty more where that came from. While you're here, subscribe to the channel. If you want more Louie T, be sure to follow me on Twitter at InTheLabRoom, or you can like the Facebook page at In the Lab Room. That's In the Lab Room on Facebook and at In the Lab Room on Twitter. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. The Redskins Report.